Welcome back, everybody. Cliff again, continuing with our playthrough of Assault Sicily 43, the Dirty Dozen. Yeah, trying to get this scenario started. Life has gotten in the way. Haven't been able to get at this for a couple of days. So we set up last time. We're ready for turn 1. I just want to point out that I am using Vassal Module 0.8 by Joel Toppin to play. It's available on the Assault website. But I've had to modify it. Well, I did modify it in a couple of ways. One is that Joel has one problem he needs to address, and that's in the command cards interface. The American deck is not set to auto shuffle. If you're going to use this and you want to stick like offboard artillery in, like I did, you're going to have to go in and edit, turn that auto shuffle on. I'm sure he'll fix that soon. The other thing is, the reason I'm playing Dirty Dozen is, one, I haven't played this game for a hot minute, and I tend to muddle up rules because I've got a lot of tactical systems stuck up there in my 4 functional brain cells, and I get things messed up between, like, squad leader and assault and combat commander and last 100 yards, and so I want to make sure I'm playing correctly before I actually start a full campaign. So when you catch me making mistakes, let me know, because the reason I'm recording this is it's easier for me to go back and watch myself and say, oh, you're an idiot, and fix my mistakes, my misunderstandings, my lapses. And the second thing is, I'm going to be playing with the 2.5 draft rule book, and I've not played with the 2.5 rules, and things are slightly different there. So I want to get my head around that. And as a consequence, in the player aids here, I've added in the draft new terrain charts, which are available online for Sicily here, and for the fortifications, and for range combat, close combat, offboard artillery, tactical air. No tactical air today, but we might have offboard artillery if we manage to draw our destroyer. So, yeah, that's that. I do have the track set up correctly. I moved the markers around so they actually correspond to the way it's supposed to be played. This scenario is 9 turns long. Our sequence of play begins with initiative, and there is no mention of initiative in the scenario handout, so we must roll for it. Comparison to D6, Americans roll a 6, Italians roll a 5, Americans have the initiative. That makes sense. In this scenario, it is in the dark. Early morning of the 9th, and July 9th, 43. Therefore, because it's dark, max LOS is 4 hexes. It's hard to spot, so there's no auto spotting in this unless you're adjacent. So we have to roll for spotting for everything, and spotting gets a -1 DRM because it's dark. So instead of 2+ to spot, we need a 3+ to spot. Alright, Americans have initiative. Go to planning. In planning, we draw command cards and then assign points. So let's go to the American hand and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. This one, flip 1 defense die to opposite side after dice were rolled. That's hard to do in here. I have to figure out which sides are opposite. Or we can just re-roll the weakest defense die. We'll probably do that. Covering fire, we don't have tanks. So alternative anytime, add 2 smoke markers in a hex adjacent to a friendly unit. We will do that. And we can do that before activate. No, that's anytime. We're going to do that. That we're going to do right away. Here, this is for infantry. Activate 1 unit without spending a command point. That's nice. That unit can perform a normal or fast action and then an additional firing action. Only the firing action marker is relevant for determining the enemy's defense die. Okay. Or reroll your initiative roll. Do this before your something. Yeah, before my something. I think we can infer what that means. Well, those are good. I'd rather have the destroyer, but we'll get that later maybe. And then the Axis hand. So, draw Italians. 1, 2, 3. Gain 1 yellow attack die for range combat. Ooh, that's scary. Here we gain an additional movement point. And here we re-roll 1 defense die after being attacked. He's got good ones. Okay, now we place our command points. For the Americans, we'll go to American Planning. I put 3 in my command pool. I place 1. Since I can smoke my approach for free, I'm not as eager to drop smoke with my mortar. So maybe I'll just use my mortar to drop shells onto this LMG, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. I can try to spot that, and I can try to drop mortar. We'll see what that's like. We'll try to do that. And I'll put that over here, and then the Italian Planning. They've got a command pool of 3. They got to place 2. They're probably going to want to get this LMG going, so we'll give them 1. They probably want to get this sniper going. We'll give him 1. Alright. That sniper's kind of scary. I'm going to want to shut him up if I can. Alright. Now we're up to support phase. We're first. I did put this on here, so come on. We're going to flip that. And my mortar can use indirect fire, range of 3 to 11. We're at 4. Attack using 2 greens and a blue. Attacker or defender loses weakest terrain defense die. 2 greens and a blue. Alright. So I'm going to mark this guy. Place marker as firing. I'm going to give him 2 greens and a blue. Green, green, blue. We're firing here. We need to try to spot him. We need a 3+. 6. We spotted him. Saw some movement up on the ridge. Because he's at level 1, we can see over. Let's get my LOS here. I can see over this grove. I can see over that building. I can ignore any of those hindrances. And I drop onto here, and he's going to lose his lowest terrain. He's in a trench, and his hex is open. So let's go to the player aids. Clear gives him a green, and the trench gives him 2 yellows. And he's going to lose the green because of the artillery attack. So he gets 2 yellows. So he gets a yellow, and he gets a blue because he's hardened, and he gets a... Would he get a blue because he's at a higher level? I wonder. Because this is indirect fire, we're lobbing down, does it really matter that he's at a higher level? the rounds are going to be impacting from above. There's a question for Wolfgang right off the bat. If you're listening to me, should I give him that blue? I'm going to say no, because it's coming from above, and he's on level 1. Now, if I was shooting like direct fire instead of indirect, then yeah, I'd give him a blue because he's able to get a little better cover. I'm going to go this way. So there we are, our first shot. So let's select these guys and roll them. We got 1 hit. That's not going to do anything. They canceled that with 4. So yeah, ineffective. So that was my support. We can delete those dice. Support phase is done. Now we can activate. I'm going to activate this guy as a move. I'm going to put a marker on there, and I'm going to say moving. Regular action, normal action. Normal. There. I got to learn these shortcuts again. And he's going to move 1, 2, and then he's going to use his card. Oh, also, I'm going to use one of these on one of my airborne rifles. Flip that. He's activated. Flip that. And I'm going to use one of my cards. Here. I can do this anytime. Add 2 smoke markers in a hex adjacent to the friendly unit. I'm doing that now. Discard that. I'm going to add 2 smoke markers adjacent. I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to go to pieces. Status markers. I'm going to put 2 smoke markers here. There. That's that activation. Now it's his turn. He needs to activate somebody. Here we are. I think this sniper is going to take a shot. I mean, this LMG, that's 2 hindrances there. And that's not going to be a great shot. I think he'll wait for something else to move and try to do a reaction fire. Sniper will fire instead. Let's use this and flip it. And we'll do a fire action here. And he's going to fire down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 at this guy in the rocks. He's got to spot. He does spot. My sniper. His sniper. At a range of 4, gets 2 yellows. He gets 2 yellows at a range of 4. And what do I get? I'm in the rocks. And there's no hindrance. So let's go to my player aids, and I'm in the rocks. It gives me a yellow and a blue, and let's just close that up. Yellow and a blue, and my base, that is a 1919 My base, he's coming down, is yellow. So 2 yellows and a blue, right? I'm so scattered. Player aid, rocks. Yellow and a blue and a yellow. 2 yellows and a blue. So he gets 2 yellows and a blue. Alright. He rolls. Come on. 2 hits and a suppress. I roll plenty. That takes out the 2 hits. That takes out a suppress. I'm fine. I can delete those dice. Back to me. Who do I want to activate? I want to open up that machine gun back. So I'm going to use my order here to activate my machine gun and try to get that sniper. I'm at 4. He's a red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, green. At 4, I've got to try to spot. I do not spot. So only half of double hits will count. And it's only the lower half of double hits that'll count. Up here, he's a sniper. He's, what is he in? He's in brush. And he is elevated. He's on a level 2. So the sniper has a yellow. And his brush gives him a green-blue. He's hardened and he's elevated. And only halves of mine count. So I roll. That's 3 hits. And he rolls. Come on. One, 2 hits. And a suppress doesn't do anything. So that's 1, 2 hits canceled. That means 2 hits get through. Nope. Only half. I only get 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Because I didn't spot. And he cancels 2 of them. 1 gets through. Let's clear those dice. Clone. I don't want to clone you. Oh, it's giving me this. I want to apply a damage. There. Alright, I want to place a damage. Must be place marker. Getting used to the delay, dig in fast, fall back, firing, move, hide, normal. I want to add a damage to him. I see experience. I see the die. I see a flip. I'm just blind. Okay, that does that. just going to go to pieces for now and find the damage markers. This guy has fired. I'll just flip him since he's damaged. That was painful. I'll get faster. Back to him. All right. That's me. So I fired with my machine gun. He's going to... What is he going to do? This mortar has nobody within sight. He'll pass. My last guy. I want to... move an airborne up. I'm going to move him fast. Place marker, move fast. 1, 2, 3. That's what I did. So I'll put him on my other airborne rifle and flip that. My actions are done. His actions. He's going to fire this LMG. That's 1, 2, 3 hindrances. But he can see over the building, so that's 2 hindrances either there or there. He's going to fire this LMG. So let's mark him as firing. And LOS. This is 2. That's 3. That's 2 hindrances to either. We'll just do this guy here at range 2, 2 hindrances. Smoke is going to give me, okay, let's see, he's at a 3, so he's firing here. So his LMG is a yellow, red, blue. Yellow, red, blue. And I get 2 hindrances, and I'm in the open moving. So my base for a rifle is, I should have kept mine up, my planning. My rifles are a yellow. And in the open, player aids. Clear is a green, and the smoke is going to give me hindrances. Smoke is a blue. So my open is a green, I get 2 blues. He rolls a crit. Oh, he's got to try to spot me. Sorry. He does. Crit and 2 hits. I got a crit, 3 hits and a suppress. We canceled that. I've got no orders left. So back to him. This 1, 2, 3, 4 out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4 within range. The LMG here can try to... No, he can't. No, he can. He can. Let's check that LOS. This LMG firing over here. He's at level 2, so you can see over the level 1. That's a range of 4. He can try to spot. It'll have 2 as well. So we're going to fire this LMG. Flip that. I want to mark him as firing. Place marker, firing. And the LMG at a range of 4 is red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. And I get a green and a yellow and 2 blues. He gets 3 hits. Oh, he's got to try to spot me. He does. 3 hits. I get 3 hits. Cancel it out. Delete those dice. What else can he do? Nothing else that he can do. Should he be playing any cards? He could always get an extra blue when he wants one. I think he's going to hold that for now. He gets an extra blue for defense dice, a reroll defense dice after being attacked. He's probably going to want to save that. Maybe he should have done it over here for his sniper. We sprayed and wounded the sniper just by blasting the hilltop. And here, an additional movement point, which will help him to reposition. Yeah. I think he's going to dig in a couple. So, he's just going to dig in. This guy fired. This guy's in a bunker. This guy's going to dig in. Let's see, place marker. I want to dig in. And can anybody else do anything? I don't see anything I want to do. So that dig in was on the Brixa. There it is. Flip that. We have 1 marker left. And I think we're just going to let it go. There's really nothing I want to do. They don't have any line of sight to anybody. So they're not going to do anything. Alright, now back to my tracks. I've done the action phase. Now we do organization. We're going to clean up. The nice thing about this is we've got a clean up button. We've got an organization phase here, which is going to go through and remove all the whites for us. Flip the yellows to their other side and decrement the smoke 1. Presto. So now they're dug in with the Brixa. And we're ready for turn 2. So we'll go to our tracks and put that up to turn 2. They lost a little bit. We wounded their sniper. So let's go to their planning card. Their sniper was worth 4, and when I flip him, he's worth 2. So they lose 2 points. 2. And we're advancing up here. When we get past 12, then we'll increment this pressure level. The other thing that moves pressure level, for those of you who aren't familiar with the system, is when we capture a victory point, our pressure will go down by 1, and their pressure will go up by 1. If they hit withdraw, doesn't mean they necessarily withdraw, but there's a chance they might withdraw. And when we hit routed, there's a chance they might rout. And if we hit surrender, the thing will be over. If we decrease our pressure to the point where we get down here to allies win, then we win automatically. So if like we captured 3 victory points, we push down 1, 2, 3, the 4th one would push us to allies win. But as you lose units, your losses will actually add pressure over time. The thing I have a question about is when we get reinforcements, shouldn't these things get modified? Shouldn't the allied track change when you get reinforcements? You would think that that would decrease the pressure a little bit, but the rules don't say that. Another thing for Wolfgang to think about. Anyway, let me know how many things I screwed up. I know I'm going slowly, but like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've played this, and I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to relearn and refresh my memory so that when we play the whole campaign, I can play correctly and play more quickly. Thanks for listening. Look forward to your feedback. Talk to you next time.